tell you something. I don't expect a person with a criminal mind to look at my video and suddenly embrace it. Do you know what clearly irritates a criminal mind? The truth.
So guys, we are here today to address the narrative that has been up for the longest time between Nigeria and Ghana. And what is the narrative? The fact that what Nigerians think at the end of the day is that Ghanaians, South Africans are always envious of them. They are jealous of them. I've got these comments times without number in my comments where I have people ask, why should Ghanaians, South Africans, Kenyans, or other African countries in the continent of Africa, let's be specific or streamlined to Africa, be envious of Nigerians? What do Nigerians have? Who are Nigerians? We don't have time for jealousy. We don't have time for envy. We are only focused on what? The crimes you people come out, leave your country, export into our country. You can stay in your country as big as it is, as nice as it is, or as good as you claim, build it, fix it. But once you are in our country, you need to respect us. You need to stop the crime. You need to know the boundaries and all whatnot. So in this video, as a matter of fact, I've gone into research to get some facts, evidence to prove beyond every reasonable doubt that the problem at the end of the day between Ghana and Nigeria and South Africa and all these countries, is it jealousy, envy, or on this hand, is it what? The crimes that Nigerians export. We are going to get into details and get to the bottom, the roots, in bringing and proffering solutions at the end of the day. And trust me, if you know me for real, I stand for nothing but the bitter truth, the brutal truth. No sentiment, emotions, bias, favoritism, call it whatever. I'm not interested in that. I don't come for online validation. I just come and speak my truth. Simple as ABC, because I respect people, I know boundaries, and I am well tutored, well learned when it comes to relationship, right? Exactly. And that's why trust me to always give you my best and honest opinion. I said mine, not yours. So feel free at the end to leave yours in the comments, share your thoughts any which way whatsoever, constructively and respectfully. Let's be guided, please, for YouTube policies. And share this video for more people to see. If you like it on here at the end, kindly, I oblige, stay subscribed. We're going to hear from different opinions, different, representative and guests on this channel. Then I'll come back and throw more light in summary of it all. Right now, let's watch these videos
here and there concerning the issue between Ghana and Nigeria. But first and foremost, before I go further, I would want us to watch this video that I'm about to play.
All these countries that are coming together to ban you, to get rid of you, to not want you in their country, we are not all going mad. You guys need to finally accept that you are the toxic that we are all trying to get away from. And I understand that it sounds like I am generalizing right now. And I'm really not. Unfortunately, the bad apples are doing too much that we cannot see the good apples anymore. We cannot see the good ones anymore because the bad ones are just so many. And so now it is either the good ones are holding the bad ones accountable for completely ruining your integrity and your name, or you guys just stay in your countries. Bear in mind that we have all traveled to find greener pastures elsewhere. I am Ghanaian, but I'm not in Ghana right now. But guess what I do? I obey the rules, the laws, and the regulations in the land that I am in. And that is what most people do. I am not saying that there are no bad Ghanaians out there, but it seems to be Nigerians who are making Africa become this highlighted toxicity that nobody wants to deal with. You have now been banned from Dubai, America, South Africa, and Ghanaians are now trying to get rid of you guys. You cannot go into somebody else's land and try to assert your dominance through arrogance. Just because you're the loudest in the room doesn't mean that you are right. Even when a Nigerian is making a video complimenting Ghana, there is still an insult in there. Small Ghana, come and see how their currency holds so much value. Small Ghana, come and see how you can go outside without feeling any threat of being kidnapped. Small Ghana, come and see how there is electricity anywhere. Even in your compliments, it is still rooted in insults and arrogance and disrespect. You want to look down on everybody else around you. Do you know what you are giants of? You are giants of corruption. You are giants of crime. You are giants of mass prostitution. You are giants of rituals. You are not giants of anything that is good. For me, it is the arrogance. It is the arrogance of Nigerians. When you work with them, when you befriend them, the way they will treat you, it is always so disgusting and appalling. And I see why when you guys come to Ghana, you are always so overwhelmed with how peaceful and how friendly we are, because you're not used to it, even within your own country. That Igbo man is saying that he wants to build his own kingdom. Now, if you want to build your own kingdom and you're building it for all Nigerians, I could possibly understand. But even on somebody else's land, you want to bring segregation. How can you possibly say that you're building a kingdom, but not for Nigerians, just for Igbos? And do you know what I found out the other day? That even in the Igbo tribe, they don't let women buy lands within their lands. If a woman wants to buy a land in the Igbo tribe, she has to either take her husband, her brother, her son, or an uncle. You guys don't even respect women as humans enough to even sell them any of your lands. But you want to come into somebody's country, buy lands, and then later on refuse women. A country that is quite literally called Mother Ghana. Do you know how much women are respected in Ghana? Crime rates have gone up, prostitution has gone up, everything that is bad is going up in Ghana now. And I think that is part of the agenda. Because you guys are suffering so much in your country, you are trying to take it everywhere else that you go, so we can all be put into one pot as Africa is bad all the time.
Like I said, if we had listened to the young lady in that video, she said a lot of things. Though I didn't have the time to play full the video, but I'm sure most of you must have seen the video in particular. She said a lot of things. When you are in Rome, you do as the Romans do. The way most of us talk, not minding the consequences of our utterances, is part of the reasons why we are having issue in foreign lands. Even within Nigeria here, some of them don't know how to talk in the public. They talk carelessly. How could you make such a statement? You want to talk about the currency of Ghana that is strong among the African nations, but you are saying it in a very sarcastical way. That is wrong. Certain things with orality, you think if you do it out there, they will take it in the same way? No. They will question you. They will confront you. The man in the storm of this crisis in Ghana, his name is Chief Kelestus Eloziowa, who came out with the title of Ezendibo in Ghana. And the Ghanaians are not comfortable with that title of Ezendibo because they have their ways of doing their own thing. They don't want any foreigner to bear any title that have to do with what they have there. They are very much comfortable with title like the leader of Ndibo. But anything that have to do with title Eze, they don't like it. The custodians of such title in Ghana has gathered together and make a pronunciation on that they cannot accept it. They don't want to hear any more such title on their land. Rather, the chief should bear the name leader of Ndibo. You cannot contest what they have told you to do. It is their country, it is their land. So if they say they don't want you to bear the title Eze, let it be. It does not take anything from you, as long as you are the leader of Ndibo there. What you are trying to do in Ghana is a very good one. Lay aside the title issue. Because the reason why you are trying to bring the Igbos together is to check their excesses. And in case they have issues, you can be their voice. So the vision you have to have a central body of the Igbos in Ghana is very, very good. It's a good idea. Such a complaint that lady was making is something that your association should seriously address in order to forestall future crises. Or when you are in your meeting, issues like this should come up and you address them and caution them to be mindful of their utterances. Another thing, again, I want us to sincerely look at. Sometimes I try to say this, but holding back will not be good for any one of us. It is better to voice out. It may not sound well in the ears of many, but some who understand what I'm saying will actually accept what I'm saying, that yes, that I'm making a point here. We should not be too loud wherever we find ourselves. Even if you are successful, you have made all the money in this world, please, let's exercise some decorum. Let's be humble. Let's not be too loud. When you become too loud, the people around you, the owners of the land, the people you are staying with, there's tendency for them to become jealous. Because I can tell you here that one of the reasons why you see this crisis going on is accumulated envy, jealousy. It may have not been a thing of today. It may have been long, gradually accumulating, waiting for a time to explode. Once that opportunity comes, that's what you see playing out now. You see protest. Because they feel you are in their land, you are making so much money from their land, and you are flaunting it on them. Gradually accumulating, waiting for a time to explode. Once that opportunity comes, that's what you see playing out now. You see protest. Because they feel you are in their land, you are making so much money from their land, and you are flaunting it on them. You are too loud. You are arrogant, kind of. They are paying silently, but you never knew until such opportunity came out and they saw it as an opportunity to explode and express their anger and hatred against you. Why are we having xenophobia attack in South Africa? The same accusation. Our people are too arrogant. They flaunt their wealth in the face of the South Africans. They take away their ladies before their very eyes. That is the cause of xenophobia in South Africa. That is the cause of the hatred in South Africa. Is it not the same thing playing out in Ghana? We should learn how to be humble. Look at the likes of Dangote, Elumelu, $10. You don't see them in such messy issues. They don't make noise, but they are well recognized globally as rich personalities. Why is it? Little money in our pocket will make too much noise. Why? Are we even happy the way we are being chased up and down everywhere we go, everywhere we live? They fish us out. Do you think other tribes don't make money? Why will the Igbos? Because I try to avoid mentioning the name, but there's no way. Because in that video that lady was speaking from, he mentioned Igbo name. Even in the viral videos going up and down here and there, it is obvious they are mentioning the Igbos. So pretending not to mention that name will not make any sense here. Igbos are confident people, hardworking, productive people, visionary, creative. But we have a little challenge. Not all the Igbos are loud. No, we still have some decent personalities among us. But there are these unlearned ones. When they make a little money, they are very loud. They are very arrogant. You see the way they behave outside. You see the way they flaunt themselves out there. I think it is time the association, wherever they find themselves, be it in other states, whether in Ghana, whether in South Africa, wherever, whichever body that is controlling the association of the Igbos, wherever they are, should please and please speak on the issue of utterances, speak on the issue of arrogance, speak on the issue of being too loud. It has its own consequences. We should learn how to be humble. And I don't know how long the Igbos are going to be chased up and down wherever they are found. So much investment in foreign land, so much investment in other states within the country. It is time they should start thinking of putting a stop to what they have done so far in other states outside the country and move their development to the eastern region. Develop it to the extent that that place will now become the new Japan of Africa. When they develop it to that level, the need to live in foreign land, the need to go for greener pastures, the need to live in other states where you are being insulted or just being victimized will gradually die a natural death. The respective leaders in various states outside the country should come together, form a body, and see how this thing I suggested could work out. Once we get there, you will see that we'll be in control of every situation. The intimidation, humiliation that you see here and there will naturally die its death. We have had enough of being chastised, being embarrassed, being frustrated. It's time to call a spade a spade. It's time to look towards our region and do something for ourselves. We should lay a legacy that the generation unborn that will come after us will be proud that we developed this place for them. As a concerned Igbo man, that's my contribution.
Now, this is a bit on the higher social level, and that's because we all see that Ghana and Nigerians, we are family, regardless of everything. And for some time now, there's been stories here in Ghana. I don't know whether since you came in you've heard it, but I think you're a big voice, and I believe that if you speak, people will hear, people will listen, and maybe they will have a change of thought of some of the things they do. For instance, we hear issues of every time there's maybe a little bit of crime somewhere here, Ghana, Nigeria. You hear there's an issue here, Ghana, Nigeria, maybe some accident, kidnapping, issues here and there. It keeps coming. Even quite recently, there's a demonstration on, because they feel like that Nigerians coming here, businesses are coming up and they always want to take the space, and it keeps coming up. Every time Nigerians, I don't think this is the first time you're hearing stories about Nigerians doing something, a thing or two in another country or a thing. But I see that you're someone they've all what they look up to. You're a legend. And I believe maybe if Nigerians are listening to us this morning, you probably have a message for them, or you might want to say a thing so that some of these things can die down a bit. We're still family and we can still all work together.
You're talking about the negative effects of what Nigerians come to do.
Yep.
Okay. That I won't support. You know me. I won't support that. I don't believe that you come into somebody's country and try to be stupid. You respect the traditions, you respect their culture, you respect everything they stand for because they're your host, and so you must comport yourself in the best way possible. I give that example, analogy of don't bring a stranger that doesn't just come into your house and start scattering things and doing things. Well, that's disrespectful. So if Nigerians are doing that, I'll say they should stop it. They should stop it. And of course, we have the High Commission here, so there has to be a way of working with the High Commission, Nigerian High Commission, to see to it that we talk to people. There's a certain level of campaign. When you're in somebody's country, you behave yourself. There's free enterprise. Yes, they've allowed you to come into that space, but use that space and use it with so much respect and add value to it, right? Same thing in Nigeria, Ghanaians. Tell you on the street, I've never heard of Ghanaians coming to Nigeria to misbehave. I'm not saying that to flatter you. They're comported. We're using them very friendly. Very, very friendly. Except, of course, there's a few Chinese people I know that come to Nigeria and do nonsense. But you see, when you're in somebody's country, the onus lies on you to respect the sanctity of that country, the sovereignty. I heard something, was it last month, about a Nigerian who wants to become an Igwe.
Yes, the story is Debunking.
Yeah, you want to come and be Igwe in Ghana. You leave your hometown in Imo, Anambra, Abia, Rivers. You didn't, you're not Igwe there. You come to Ghana to come and be Igwe. Yeah, if I was around, I would not hammer for take hammer and head in the mad. Now it's stupid. I was had that conversation this morning with somebody. You don't do that. Come to somebody's hometown, people can't say want to be Igwe. How would you feel if a Ghana comes and goes straight to your Igwe's palace and sits on the chair and the new Igwe? How would you feel? We all get carried away with social media. We all get carried away by little success. That's the first thing. And what this boils down to is illiteracy. It's a poverty of the mind. When you're poor in the mind, that's how you think. So it's always very difficult for people like that to understand, assimilate. You're going overboard. Yes, okay, you've made money in Ghana, you're rich in Ghana. What value have you brought to the Ghanaians? What even value have you brought back home? What? They also need to understand that. So for me, if Nigerians are listening to it, please stop it. If you're in the habit of it, it's not a good thing. Respect your host. Just the way when they come to your own place, they will misbehave, they'll respect you. So I think we need to, like I said earlier, get the Nigerian High Commission to let's start Ghana-Nigeria relationship, discussing it and finding ways around it to, we're brothers. Mutually understand one another.
Again, concerning this return, I want to make something very clear to you, very, very clear to you. Do you think you're trying to state out that you've been to Ghana suddenly exonerates you from the fact that your video is trash, from the fact that what you said about Ghanaians is trash? Let us weigh words. Let me tell you something. I don't expect a person with a criminal mind to look at my video and suddenly embrace it. Do you know what clearly irritates a criminal mind? The truth. That's exactly what clearly irritates it. These ones are old news. I have been told by so many Nigerians that I'm trying to curry favor from Ghanaians. And I have a very simple question. What do I stand to gain from curry favor from Ghanaians? What materialistic gain do I have from curry favor from Ghanaians? What materialistic gain? On grounds that I'm a Ghanaian? On grounds that Ghanaians will pay me money? No! Ghanaians are not people like Nigerians who tend to waste money in order to propagate statements that come to their favors. Ghanaians don't waste money anyhow. They're like British people. And that is why the economy is growing. Let me state it emphatically. Let me state this again. Let me reiterate. I have never been to Ghana. I'm proud to say that. But let me tell you, when I speak, a number of Ghanaians are clearly there, showing shocks on how, even though might not be to Ghana, I say everything that Ghanaians don't even know. It's not by knowing things that happen in Ghana. I talk about the mentality, the mindset of Ghanaians. Because I'm a person that knows criminology, psychology, logic. These days, you're just one illiterate that just woke up early in the morning, positioned something and started talking about what you don't know. One illiterate. Show us your academic backgrounds. Illiterate. Show us clearly your face. I'm pretty sure, look at what happened to your mouth. I'm pretty sure such a thing is owed to your ordeal in one criminal activity. What happened to your lips is an ordeal. Is clearly an evidence to one ordeal that happened to you based on your criminal activity. It has everything to show. That's why you talk like one kind of an animal. I have never been to Ghana. You've been to. Let me tell you something. Do you think by your being, a lot of Nigerians have been to Ghana? Yet, whenever they open their mouth, what comes out of their mouth are lies, owing to the fact that they are biased. Bias is the standard that takes shape in the hearts of many Nigerians that I know. Nigerians are the only people that will see the truth. But because I am a Nigerian, let's find a way to, sugarcoat it. I don't do that stuff. I don't do it. I have no father or mother but the truth. I have no sisters and brothers but the truth. Everyone that is acquainted to me is on grounds that we share the same mindset, which is on the truth. All right. So you got the tendency. There are so many possibilities, of course, which is inevitably true, as had been seen with most Nigerians. Nigerians are the only people that will go to a place and see that Nigerians clearly are at fault, but they will find ways to sugarcoat it. I mean, we can give samples. Is it not a politician in Nigeria that has been living 30 years in Ghana? Have you lived more than him? That was inquired of by a journalist. Was it in Arise News? It was a very simple question. Oga, tell us whether these things that Ghanaians accuse or allege Nigerians of, did they do it? We don't want to know whether Ghanaians also do these things. It's their home. I don't care what Ghanaians do in their homes. It's not my right. It's not in my condition to talk about it. Tell me that every other person, exhibits criminality. As long as they do it in their home, it is not my right to talk about it. Ghanaians can talk about the crime that happens in Ghana by Ghanaians. It's not my duty. My duty is to speak against the evil that Nigerians perpetrate in other countries. In fact, I have the right to speak against the evil that Nigerians perpetrate in Nigeria because I am a Nigerian. Do you understand? Talk more of their evil in other societies. Why wouldn't I talk? In fact, as a matter of fact, any Nigerian that is not speaking against Nigeria or to that evil that they purport in other people's home, that person, you know what I wish you? I wish you exactly what you propagate for others. I wish you the criminality that you're covering up. I wish you that ill that you're covering up. And so does it go to you. You've been to Ghana, meaning what? So I should start quavering. For God knows where. You can be to Kenya, you can be to South Africa. It doesn't mean anything. Nigerians can live so much in the country, and all they will be looking out for are points in order to exonerate them or give them excuses for their criminality because of bias and criminality. You think I know criminology, so none of these things will shock me. None of these things will shock me. What level of buffoonery is this? You open your mouth and all that falls out of it is hocus pocus at your age. What would you tell your children if you're a father? That I sugarcoated and propagated crime and I covered it up. You've lived in Ghana, so I should fly up. The man that was asked in Arise News, you needed to see the way he started sugarcoating it. Very simple question. Are Nigerians guilty of what they are alleged in Ghana? And he started talking off point with Maroli. Same thing you're doing in best.
All right. Listening to the first speaker, which is Shegu Arinze, a popular Nigerian movie actor. Respect to you, bro. How he broke it down, like stating it emphatically that once you leave your country, right, and you are in Ghana, any country as a Nigerian or any citizen, is expected that you respect the host country, respect their boundaries, their laws, their rules, their regulations. He even cited instances of someone, which have always done here, right, coming into your house and disrespecting you. It's all shades of wrong. And he then went further, like we listened, to say he has never, which I always say, I say bring proof, seeing Ghanaians in Nigeria committing all these crimes. But when I hear Nigerians always want to say, then again, Ghanaians are envious, South Africans are envious, there are good and bad Ghanaians in Nigeria, there are good and bad. And I'll be like, really, is that enough to justify the point and the bottom line, which is the crime? Committing all these crimes. Now, just like the man who made some points, the elderly man there, right? I kind of buy into most of the things he said. Try to tone it down. Don't be arrogant. Don't be disrespectful, But then again, where he went on to say it leads to jealousy, envy, is where it is totally gotten wrong and blown out of proportion. Nobody, I repeat, nobody who has a guest in their house will just want to wake up for any reason, knowing that the house belongs to you, and begin to feel jealous or act jealous, envious of the guest. At the end of the day, what do you stand to gain? And when you look at the guest, that it is even a guest that left their country out of frustration, out of so many reasons, to come and hide in your abode or stay, seek for shelter, solace, seek for what? Greener pasture in your own house, right? You will now begin to jealous on somebody like that. You will not begin to be envious on somebody like that. Even if they come and you give them everything whatsoever and they are doing well, they are doing better. You as the host should be happy that you have made somebody whom they are. And that's the situation between Nigeria and other countries that Nigerians find themselves. Let's use this as a clear case scenario here. That is just what it is. You leave Nigeria, you go to South Africa, go to Ghana, all these countries, because of the fact that your own country is not good enough. If it is good enough, you will stay back. Even though we have other, good stuff going on for us as Nigerians, there are still many reasons why Nigerians leave Nigeria and go to this country, especially number one, to seek for greener pasture. Because listening to Shegu Arinze, you heard him ask, what do you even offer to your host country at the end of the day after getting what you wanted, what you went there for? What do you impact? What do you give back to the country that is your host? Talk more of what do you give back to your own country, Nigeria? These were his words and these were his questions. You see that at the end of the day, Nigerians will always go to these countries for their own selfish interest, personal interest. so selfish and greedy to the point that they want to gather everything and get it for themselves and destroy, not just getting all these things, destroying the house, the home that made them whom they are, insulting, abusing, and bashing on all these host countries they find themselves. And there again, you see them bask under this comment or narrative of you are jealous of us because we have made it, you are envious of us. Who goes on to be envious of people that made, like, I made you whom you are, I helped you become whom you are today? Why should I be jealous? It means I'm in abundance, I have enough. I don't have the scarcity mindset, I don't have the poverty mindset, the illiteracy mindset. I have a rational thinking and behavior, which is supposed to be what most Africans, at the end of the day, should have in order to, build the African unity and oneness. But on the contrary, Nigerians lack this mentality, mindset, and rationale. They lack it in every sense of it. I don't know if it is as a result of high illiteracy going on amongst us as Nigerians. No, not fully aware that illiteracy or being educated does not just mean going to the four walls of universities and coming out. It means how you learn, how you improve, what you research on, what you feed on, how you are groomed, how you are nurtured will make or mar you and even put you on the spot in the face of the world everywhere you find yourself as a Nigerian or any other country's citizen. That is just it. So I needed to clear that point where the man was saying, I want to make it tribal, right? Because if you go down, it will be vast. But as individuals, as Nigerians, how do you think people who harbored you, built you to where you are today, you will come back and shoot them in the foot and tell them to their face, spit on their face, disrespect them, commit all these crimes, and you still claim that they are envious and jealous of you? That you are whom exactly? See, if we are preaching love, oneness, and unity, there are so many things that entails. And the earlier we begin to understand that if there is no boundaries and respect, when I mean boundaries and respect, even if we are under ECOWAS, does not give any citizen from any country as Nigerians today to go into any of these countries that is visa-free and behave, act the way we do. We have a lot of evidence to back all this up, right? In my next episode, I'm going to bring evidence enough to show that yes, Ghanaians don't have any reason. South Africans don't have any reason. In fact, no country, even in the Western world, should be on the spot to say they are envious of always Nigerians, because that is the only comment and narrative Nigerians use in disguise and in defense of their evil, their criminalities and their crimes. So the bottom line should be Nigerians stop exporting your crimes to this country, number one, such as Olosho, kidnapping, and the rest. Like you rightly heard, Chimdi, these are people in their country committing these crimes. Whether it is justified or not, it is in the position of their country law to hold them accountable. We as Nigerians or any other country do not even have the right, like you heard, to judge a people, to condemn a people, to point a finger at a people. Meanwhile, the rest is facing at you. Who does that? It doesn't work. They said before you point a finger at somebody, remember the four. The rest of the four is pointing at your three. Right? That is the position of Nigeria here. But you see that regardless, Nigerians are always on the spot of first pointing, accusing fingers, blaming fingers, gaslighting, indictment, manipulation towards others, and vindicating their criminality. But you know what? The truth will always prevail. Whether now, sooner or later, it will always prevail. And the truth is always glaring, open, evident in the face of the world. So for my brother Chimdi saying that most times they come, they say you're doing it for favoritism, for likeness, this is that. You have not even been to Ghana. What do you know? You see, that is the same thing I get as trolls, from trolls. But I laugh over it because it's so laughable. That to think of the fact that I am here, I cannot know and understand what it takes, common sense, to live in a country, to respect a country, to understand the people, their character, their nature, their ways of life, and keep and adhere to it, to be crime-free, to be corruption-free, right? You want to tell me that I need to go and learn, I need to be in Ghana to learn these things, then it shows our level of illiteracy and our mentality in a nutshell, the way we are, wired, we are groomed, nurtured, and we carry ourselves as Nigerians. So in summary, ladies and gentlemen, a lot has been talked about. I don't want to even digress, but let it be on record, for the record, that no country who is hosting you as a Nigerian, no matter how much you make from that country, it's just for your own selfish interest, have the tendency to begin to jealous on you. They're only saying cut that crap of crime in their country and criminality. If you're well behaved and you're doing your job with due diligence, crime free, there will be no room for all this back and forth. So it is only until then we can sit down and talk African unity, peace, and oneness. But in the meantime, for the good ones who are representing the countries in Africa, from Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, name it, all the 50-something countries in Africa, keep repping the flag of your country on the positive, even as Nigerians, so that one day, for posterity's sake, you will be remembered for it. And that is where I stand, and my brother Chimdi here today. So this is what I think and believe are the issues of Nigerians wherever they go, particularly Ghana and South Africa, because the next thing you will hear, they are xenophobic. Xenophobic for what? Because they are saying no to your crimes and criminality. No, that is not the truth, and that can never be the truth. Study a people and learn to respect them for whom they are. That's how I operate, and that's a civil mindset. So whether you like me or you don't like me, I'm not here for favoritism, likeness, sentiment, or bias. I stand for the truth, because one day, sooner or later, the truth will set us all free. Thank you once again. I still remain your host, Civic Inspirations. At this point, this is where we're going to draw the line. Feel free to share your thoughts, your opinion, your input down in the comments. And please give this video, for my sake, a huge and a massive thumbs up. Stay subscribed if you like it on here. And I will see you in my next one. Do have a blessed day out there. Ciao, ciao.